Hello, universal minds. I'm noticing there's a glare from the light on my glasses, so I'm gonna need to do without for this one. And I'm gonna expand here on this video on emotional intuition and practices that we can do in our daily life to really hone in on that source of information and become comfortable with it and really stretch it, see as far as it can go, and utilize it in just about everything. I'm going to make a video for each of the 4 different types of intuition that I went over in the last video, so this is the first one. Okay, so emotional intuition arises in the face of 2 different types of situations. Situation one is we bring our thought, our focus, our concentration to an object of attention, and then emotional information arises, or emotional intuitive information arises. And the object of attention can be anything. It can be a decision, it can be a place, it can be a person, it can be even a food if we want intuitive emotional feedback, whether we should eat it or not. And so the other different types of the different type of situation is emotional intuitive information in response to what we're doing at the present moment or any activity that we're doing. And so I'm going to think about here and look over a practice in which it's for the first situation, and I'll go over the second situation next. So the first situation, where we bring our attention, our focus to an object of attention, we will choose an object of attention, and then when our focus is on it, we'll look within, feel within, and really become aware of the different sensations that we're feeling, more specifically emotions that we're feeling. And so for the most part, there's 2 extremes in the spectrum. So one extreme is love and one extreme is fear, and I'm going to go over the sensations that they elicit in a moment, but I also want to kind of describe it as white and black, and then everything in between is colors. And so the white and black is just pretty useful for yes and no type of answers, and the colors can feed us. And by colors, I mean sadness, nostalgia, different types of other emotions that are kind of under the branch of love and fear. And those can be used to gather more information. So start off, love. Joyous love will, in response to any type of stimulus or focus of attention, will cause an warm, expanding, light feeling in the chest area, more than any other area. And it will also feel just very, very high frequency, very, very light, not dense at all. Whereas fear will, or no, yes being love, no being fear, will elicit a contraction in the chest and a dense feeling, almost like a rock. Kind of like you've heard of sinking feeling. It's the same thing. And so that is response to any object of attention. And we can use this in our daily life at any point, just about with anything and everything. And so this also applies to the second situation I described, which is what we're doing at the present moment. So let's say we're doing any activity, whatever it may be, that will always also cause an emotional response. And again, to be aware of our emotions, we have to bring our attention inwards instead of outwards. And so we'll bring our attention inwards, feel the emotional response, and the yes, or the loving. And again, I'm just emphasizing more love and fear just because that's the main ones we'll work with. And the other ones can be explored, and one can retrieve information just about what it is that's causing them. So for example, sadness, if we're feeling intense sadness, then that tells us a lot about what we're feeling sad about. It tells us that we really care about it, and we can explore that area more. And so going back to the activity that we're doing, we'll feel an emotional response to this activity, and if it's love, if it's an expanding feeling, a joyous feeling, then that is a signaling that whatever it is that we're doing at the moment, or whatever activity it is, whatever is going on, is something that is meant to be a part of your journey, part of your life. It's something that you're harmonious with, and that will give you energy, as opposed to any activity or anything that you're doing that causes fear. That will drain energy from you and from us, and we will also feel a dissonance, and it won't be harmonious to our life path. And so this is, again, the incredible technology in our biology that we're calling intuition here, is telling us so that we can take action, and more sooner than not align with our harmonious life path. Okay, so a great friend of mine also mentioned to me that it may be that the emotions we're feeling actually attract the thoughts that are streaming through our minds. So if we're feeling whatever emotion, that is going to be the determining factor for what kind of thoughts we're having. And what kind of thoughts we're having will be the determining factor for the events to come, and our actions in the near future. And so that's really powerful, because we are in control in that sense, as in we can do something, we can do just about everything we have to do to really harmonize our lives. And so let's take these practices and really be aware of them throughout the day at different situations, whatever it may be, what have you, and really notice the effect that it has. And so yeah, I'm gonna continue the next video with visually intuitive practices.